Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beatle Dustino, and it was 60 years ago today that the Beatles arrived in America. Not Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. Maybe that happened too. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That was 50 years ago today, at whatever time that was in 1967. So, all right. Getting crazy here already. Yeah, what today I'm going to do, just kind of celebrating the Beatles' arrival in the U.S. 60 years ago today. Wow. Yeah, I've been around for a good chunk of that. Not a Beatles fan at least half the time, I think. You and I kind of do the math on that. It was about 94 that I got into it. So 30 years ago today. Maybe not today exactly, but somewhere in there. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to kind of do, I guess we'll call it the ultimate guide to Beatles in America in physical media. Really, it'll just be a guide. I don't know, kind of like my Christmas one to the Beatles Christmas music, a guide. I don't know. I'll label it ultimate, but it'll just be a guide. Yeah. You tell me at the end. It'll be a good thing to leave in the comments. Watch the video. Let me know if it was an ultimate or it was just a guide. All right. But anyways, before we get started with that, I do want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell. Also, please give the video a like. It really does help out the channel. And do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. But let's get on with this possible ultimate guide to Beatles physical media in America in the modern era. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I guess 60 years on, like, what do we got here? So, of course, the ultimate thing to collect would be the vintage vinyl. I mean, to me, that makes sense. And I'll just show you a quick little bit of my collection, at least one of each of the main albums here that I've got so far. I'm not going to go showing you the labels and all, because I will have a video specifically for that. But here's my copy introducing the Beatles. Is it a real one? Is it a fake one? I don't know. I'm led to believe, the more I look at it, I think the jacket's fake, believe it or not, but I think my vinyl's real. Huh. How does that work? Then I also got a mono copy here of Meet the Beatles. Of course, you really want to get these in stereo, especially if you're from another country, trying to experience them in something a little different. And here is the Beatles' second album on stereo. And this you definitely want to hear in stereo, because it's quite different. It's a little sped up, a lot of reverb, interesting. I don't know if it's the best sound on it. It's definitely interesting if you want just a little different listening experience to your Beatles listening such there. And then on United Artists, we got A Hard Day's Night. I really love this cover. That's one thing with this too, is you get all these different artwork. I don't know, do I like it better than the UK Hard Day's Night or this one? It's tough. It's tough. One of these days, I think I want to do an album ranking where I do just the album artwork cover. And I'm probably going to do US albums on its own and a UK albums on its own, but I might do just every Beatles album that's ever been out. And I don't know where, it'll be interesting to see where that comes in with the UK Hard Day's Night. And then I got something new, and I am planning very soon, as a matter of fact, my next video is going to be an album ranking of the US albums. So be tuning in for that. And I've really gravitated to something new. I don't know. I grew up in the CD era, even though I lived in America, so I'm very used to the UK catalog, and I never really got into this until recently, and been collecting the vinyl, trying to get, you know, into it all, and plus the CD stuff that came out in the 2000s and so forth, and kind of getting used to the track order, and especially the Capitol mixes on it, the Dave Dexter Jr. mixes, and this one's got some interesting ones on it. So yeah, I really like this particular track lineup. And this one, I think, is going to rank high, Beatles 65 on that album cover. I don't know what it is about this album cover, but I absolutely love it. I think they knocked this one out of the park. This, I think, is going to be the #1 in the U.S. Rubber Soul might beat it up, because I absolutely love that cover, but that might come up #1. Here's the early Beatles, though, next. Like I said, I'm missing a few here and there, so don't think I got everything. I'm just giving you a possibly good guide to the Beatles in the U.S. Here is the Capitol version of Rubber Soul, though, and yeah, I really love the UK and the Capitol version of that. I don't know which one I like better on that, too. One day I'll probably do comparing them. Here is my Yesterday and Today. This is definitely not a Butcher cover on this one. This was, you can see the certified gold record award thing there. This was definitely a reissue, so no question that there's a Butcher under there. there isn't. And then here's my US copy of the Revolver. This one, aside from maybe a little bit on the top there, doesn't really look that much different. However, it's missing a few tracks, so I don't know. That one not quite as good as the UK one. And then, of course, the glorious Magical Mystery Tour, which has been adopted. The only Capitol album adopted into the main core catalog. Right there it is. A nice copy of that there. Rounding it off, we got Hey Jude. And like I said, I do not have them all, so don't be going, hey, you're missing some. No, this is what I got. I think I forgot to show you Beatles 6. I think I do got a copy of Beatles 6. I don't know why I didn't get that into that stack. Don't worry about that. I got like 3 copies of Beatles 6. I don't know how that worked out. But anyways, up next, and I'm going to kind of go forward and then backwards. There has been a CD issue of this all, and you could get it all here on the US Albums box set, which came out to celebrate the 50th anniversary, so 10 years ago, and was released almost, it's almost 10 years old here. So January 21st of 2014, this came out, and very similar to the in mono box. And we got, you know, the box is similar, the packaging is similar because it's the mini LP. Got the booklet there, and you got your mini LP style albums. There's Meet the Beatles again. I'm not going to show you everything here. The one unique thing to this box, you did get, I'll pull it out here, the Beatles story. This did include the United Artists' Hard Day's Night. So it says the US albums, it is missing Introducing the Beatles. I don't know if they'd want to put that in there or not, but, oh, and of course, where is it at here? Here we go. Yesterday and Today. I do got a Butcher here. If anybody's got this version of it, everybody's got the Butcher with this one. So, very cool. Came with a sticker you could decide to put over there or just leave it out there. But there's your Butcher cover. There's your trunk cover that you can put over as a sticker. So very cool that they did that. Now, of course, these are a little controversial, though, this box here, because these are not truly the Dave Dexter Jr. mixes on this. It's pretty much the 2009 stereo remixes. If there was something very significant that changed up the mix on it, they did go for that. But for the most part, it is not the Dave Dexter Jr. mixes. So like Beatles' second album, it doesn't have all the heavy reverb. It isn't sped up. It's just pretty much the normal stereo. However, they do feature on each disc, it does feature the stereo mix first and then, or no, the mono mix first. I'm sorry, the mono mix first and then the stereo mix. What I suggest, if we're doing an ultimate guide here, is I suggest going for these. So this is Capitol Albums Volume 1. I'm not going to pull everything out here, but it's got a nice little booklet with it too. And then you've got Meet the Beatles, Beatles' second album, Something New, and Beatles 65 in this volume. So you got 4 albums. Again, you get the mono and stereo mix. This one, it does the stereo first and then the mono. And this is the true Capitol mixes on these. So you're going to have, the only way on CD you can get those true Capitol mixes. So you do got that with this. I really highly recommend this as the way to go, because it is interesting hearing those mixes. It's one thing to have a nice, clear, clean recording, yes, but you've got that already if you've got your UK catalog. So why double it up? I mean, I'm a collector, so I'm going to have any of them any which way. And then this is Capitol Albums Volume 2, and this one kind of rounds it off a little. We are missing a few, and I am planning on doing another What If they did a Volume 3. One of my very first videos was that, and I proposed something a little different, and I think I've changed my mind based on my comments and so forth, how well the video did too. I kind of want to redo it, and I think I'm going to do that as part of my celebration of Beatles in America, the 60th anniversary. But this one, you get the early Beatles, Beatles 6, Help, and Rubber Soul. I would suggest this. Now, one cool thing, you can get the US albums stuff individually, like Hard Day's Night is missing out of the Capitol albums. So you can get that there if you want that. And individually, they come with this cool kind of obi strip that you don't get. It's still the mini LP packaging, so that's pretty cool on that. There's something new. I don't have all of them individually. I got a few. Early Beatles, Help, and Revolver, which you're also missing from there. I don't know, are you really missing anything on this, though? I mean, they really didn't do too much different with the mix on Revolver, and they took off songs. So, I mean, really, I'd say stick with the UK one with Revolver. But some of the others, you might want to get some of the other stuff there. But yeah, that's my little pro tip on that. I would say stick with the Capitol albums, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now watch out, Volume 2 does have a version of it. The early release of it had a bad mix. They mixed it wrong. And they folded down the stereo mix into the mono. So the one way you can tell if you got the wrong one, there's a false start on I'm Looking Through You on Rubber Soul. This is the easiest way I know to tell you. There's a false start. Three false starts, I believe, before Paul does start singing. So you get that little intro with the false starts, the 3 false starts, and then he goes into the actual song. And that should only be on the stereo. The mono should not have that. And so if you're listening to your mono version of it and you hear those false starts, you know you got that bad disc. Be on the lookout. As a matter of fact, the box I'm holding here, this is the bad mix one. I've got a copy of the good mix, and I'll post my what's in the box on this to show you how to tell the difference on that. But just be on the lookout. If you are looking for it for that Dave Dexter Jr. mix, you're not going to get the correct mono mix on. I believe it's Rubber Soul and Beatles 6 got the wrong mixes on them. So up next, of course, there's been some great film out there, some great documentaries and stuff on their arrival in the U.S. And one of my favorites is this, the Beatles' first U.S. visit. And this is a great DVD to get, especially this version. I know there's a couple of different versions of the DVD. The first time it was released on home video, looks like it was in November 13th, 1991. The DVD first came out on February 3rd of 2004, so celebrating that would have been the 40th anniversary. But yeah, here is the DVD. There's the spine on it and the back. Great little film. I really enjoyed this film. Just show you kind of here. It does got a little booklet with it, the disc. The film, I think it was originally kind of out in the 60s there, but it kind of follows them as they arrive into New York, going to Ed Sullivan, going to Washington, D.C. to perform there, going to Miami. It follows them all around there, and really some fun moments here. I really remember from the video that always stuck out to me was them when they were performing at Ed Sullivan, going into that apartment and watching the kids' reaction and the parents' reaction and everything to it. And then also them wanting to get out and let loose in New York, and they couldn't figure out what to do. And they called up the Ronettes, Ronnie and the Ronettes, and went and hung out with them in Harlem. I really love that part in here. And the scenes on the train were really fun too. I loved seeing them interacting with everybody on the train and just everything with that. I think it really brought the Beatles to even a whole new light, to the guy that knew the Beatles very well up until he saw this film and knew them even better. The embassy scene was interesting too, them talking about that. But really good there, and there's been a few variations on that, so be on the lookout. Now there is, on this one, I know there's a bonus film, and it's almost the same length as the main film. And the bonus film is almost better than the main film, believe it or not. And you get more of that train stuff and all that, which is really fun. The next one up that I got here is the 4 complete historic Ed Sullivan shows featuring the Beatles. And this originally came out on October 28th of 2003, was reissued on September 7th of 2010. And there's several variations on the covers on this. I don't think there's any difference to the material in here. And it's literally the 4 Ed Sullivan shows that the Beatles performed live on. So I know a couple of them were in, or one of them was in 1965. So 3 of them in 1964. So February 9th, 1964, February 16th, 1964, then February 23rd, 1964, and then September 12th of 1965. There's 2 discs there. And yeah, it is literally the whole show. It's not just the Beatles' performance on the show. It is literally the whole show. So you see everything, the commercials, the other guest, everything. And it's really kind of interesting to get to see. But yeah, there is that. I'd highly recommend that. And then last up, I guess we'll go kind of another form of physical media and a very recent issue. So it should be fairly easy to find. But I know this does feature more than America in here. But I think the big part of it to me feels like it is the New York and DC and Miami sections of it. There is London and Paris and Liverpool also in here. But Paul McCartney's 1964 Eyes of the Storm, I think this is a really great way to experience, we're still, a good half of the book is in America. I think we're still in Paris there. Well, there's America for sure. That's the cover there of the book. But yeah, I just really fell in love with this book looking at these images. I think it was perfect. It came out the year before the 60th anniversary, so you can kind of reminisce on that. But just some great photos that Paul took. Literally him in the middle of this all. And these Miami ones in color I thought were really great. All the stuff in Miami. And I'm just showing you random pages here, but you get an idea of it. It's mainly just photos. There is some write-ups on everything there too, but not much reading if you're not into reading. Or dyslexic like me, and reading's not easy to do. Yeah, that came out originally just last year on June 13th of 2023. But yeah, that would be, if you're looking to celebrate the Beatles' 60th anniversary in America and just looking for some physical media to really enjoy and learn about, obviously listening to the music, that's one way. I really think the best way to listen to the music is that Dave Dexter Jr. mixes on these. So if you're looking for the CDs, look for these. These are great. I really highly recommend the Capitol albums, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I really am kicking myself I didn't get those sooner. I was so confused by the US stuff, though. I was like, I got it all on. I've already got it on CD. Why do I need another copy of it? And then 2009 comes out, and I'm all, oh, yeah, I got a remastered version of it on CD. So why in 2004 or 2006, when these came out, did I want to get... And did I mention that? Yeah, I don't think I did. So these originally came out, the Capitol Albums Volume 1 was November 16th of 2004. So that would have been, again, the 40th anniversary. And then looks like April 11th of 2006. So for Volume 2. Those, I have really enjoyed those. That's what I've been mainly listening to get my album ranking through, is the Capitol albums, Volumes 1 and Volume 2, and my vinyl. Anyways, there is my guide. And just kind of give you a guide of my next coming videos, what I've got planned. The next video coming up will be on Saturday, will be my album ranking, my US albums ranking. I'm going through the whole list. I'm including Magical Mystery Tour. I'm including Introducing the Beatles. So it'll be quite a few albums. And I'm still like, I don't know. I still prefer the UK. Me being a Yank, I like the UK stuff. Yeah, that'll be on Saturday. Probably next Wednesday, I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do again the what if we had a Capitol Albums Volume 4 or 3. Because I feel like they're missing a few albums, and I would have liked to have seen these completed. And what have they done to complete it? What would have been the next 4 if they were doing 4? And I've done that already. I've explored that, but I want to explore it again. I feel like some of my very early videos, one thing I love about this is, like I said, I like having a discussion with people. People will left their comments, and I've been reading everybody's comment on that video. It's been a very popular video on my channel, at least for my videos on my channel, especially early on, how popular it got. And hearing other people's thoughts on the 4 albums they'd like to see in that. And I think I might have got my mind changed on it. So we'll see what I think on that. But that'll be coming up probably next week, next Wednesday there. Other than that, I think we're going to be about there. I don't know. I'm saying next videos in there. I'm expecting my Band on the Run 50th anniversary, the Half Street Master. As I'm filming this, that's still to come, as you know. And in there somewhere, you'll see that video too. So it'll be interrupted a little there with Band on the Run 50th with the Beatles 60th in the US. So, but anyways, I think I am going to get wrapping up. There is my possibly ultimate guide, or possibly just a decent guide to Beatles physical media in the US, in the modern era especially. I am going to get signing out, and before I do, I once again want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And if you like the video, please give it a like. It does really help out the channel. And like I always say, if you've stuck around to this point, you must like it. So give it a like, and do leave a comment. Gave some pretty good topic ideas. Just, what's your thoughts on this? Do you have any of these? Are you looking to get any of these? Do you regularly go back and watch, like First Visit in the US? This is a really great film. I really love this film. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, what's your thoughts? US albums versus Capitol albums. I think this is the superior set just because it's got the correct mixes on it. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? But anyways, before I get rambling too much more, I do want to get signing out totally. And I am going to say I am Beatle Dustino, signing out.